good evening. Welcome everybody to the Creators One Business News segment. My name is El Blanco. I'm part of the Creators One News, and you can look at our other works when you get a chance. You can go to our website and see all the other segments of our news. We have quite a few segments. We've been around pretty much a good 2.5 years, and or maybe more. And you can go check us out at Creators1News.com. Creators1News.com. And tonight, we're just going to continue talking about the different things that I've been really harping on for the last few weeks. A lot of the members here, they're looking for opportunities here in Horizon World, but they have not made the connection. They have not made the distinction, nor have they made the connection between the real world and the digital world. And I've been trying to make sure that the members in here are pretty much, aware, or I'm trying to make them aware of how to make that connection. Because if you really want to be successful in the digital platforms, you must understand how to make those connections. But more importantly, you must understand too what's going on in the geopolitics and how it's affecting everything that's going on, because you have a new age, which some people refer to as the new world restructuring, the new world order, like a lot of people like to say. You have the restructuring of the financial systems. You have a reallocation of all assets. All assets are about to change. So if you haven't got rich trying to do it the 20th century way, you won't do it that way anymore. All the money is going in a certain direction, which is to technology, bioscience, or the whole nine. Everything that will support blockchain technology, and that will support the future of doing everything more efficiently with less human capital and so forth. So tonight, I'm gonna first start telling people about, you must understand, blockchain, what's going on with the blockchain. Blockchain technology is solid. It isn't going anywhere. Matter of fact, so much money has been spent on the blockchain platforms. That's why you have so many different cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, um, you know, um, I don't know, Polygon. I can name a lot. Everybody know about Bitcoin, because that's the future of money. The digital divide will be doing everything smarter and quicker and more efficiently. That's what they call the blockchain. It's going to be smart contract or smart technology. Now, something they just did recently that people weren't aware of, so I brought this to their attention last week, was the tokenization of all real world assets. The Western nations are going to attach everything, a token to almost everything that's a real world asset. So now, if things are not going to perform, or like all these properties, these buildings are going to are going into default, like the ones that are going into default, like all these commercial buildings right now, that the banks are holding all these securities that are failing, that's causing all these banks to fail, that there's no one else to come behind them and buy them. So we're going to go through a little depression, a little bubble for the next couple of years. Things like that will be solvable when all these things are tokenized, because what people don't really understand and have not understood is why some people cannot participate in certain type of investments, because it's always been about status, how much money you have to participate, and things like that. Well, that's going to change when they tokenize all the world assets. They won't even have to be over here on the blockchain with crypto. So all the nation states, governments, United States, Western banks, the whole nine, once they tokenize all the real world assets, right, they will be tying everybody who's not dealing in a decentralized platform like blockchain and using all the cryptocurrencies for private means. It's going to be regulated, centralized, and everything will be going through their blockchain system, because they got the ETFs, the whole nine. It is on its way. So I was tying that in because I was making sure that people understood that. Because if you didn't really understand the difference between the two, it's the difference between people were waiting on Bitcoin to go up, it kept going down. That was by design, in order for all these nation states like the United States to buy all the Bitcoin. And they're really trying to get all the Bitcoin now, right? They're trying to get everybody who's on the Bitcoin to give it up. So they're going to raise the price real high, real soon. Bitcoin going to spike real high again in an effort to make everybody possibly give up that Bitcoin and make that profit, right? But my people and my friends, we already know that Bitcoin is going to go skyrocket even beyond that anyway, because what the tokenization is going to create, it's going to create, what they call 16 trillion, 20 trillion, even $100 trillion markets once you're able to get everything tokenized, simply because all this, what you call this, national currency is going into it. So we don't have to really worry about the dollar crashing, because the dollar's going to be backed by all the assets, and all the assets going to be tokenized, and it's all going to be it's all going to be pegged against the store value of Bitcoin. So if you understand that, if you don't understand that clearly, you got the terms I'm telling you about. I'm giving you some general information on it, but you need to go ahead and make these connections. There will be a blockchain that the nation states, the countries, the governments will be using, and they'll be using it for real world assets. And you'll still have your people on this side over here trying to stay decentralized, trying to stay free, do their own private business. If you got Polygon, I got Polygon. We'll do business. We ain't gonna have no middleman. Blah 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 blah. At the same time, we still have smart contracts through the blockchain, and even I can do business with you without ever having to see you, because this smart contract is going to make sure everything's executed. So now that I got past that, that's what I was telling people last week to get them kind of like up to date. What you guys need to know now, seriously need to understand, the AI that you're seeing right now, that people are using, hey, it is awesome for individuals. It's definitely awesome for creators. It will make you, matter of fact, it makes me 20 times quicker on what I do now, because I use it. I still use the basic free stuff. I don't even have one subscribed version of Chat GPT. But I know they have all these different programs that I've even been trying to tell people, look, if you can do this, you can do that, I'll pay for it, right? I just need you to do it because I ain't got time. And I'm trying to get people to get familiar with it. It's amazing how many people I find out that they're really not, they're really not interested. They don't know the real value of it, right? But that's just the AI that's out now. The AI that's out now been out for years, 10, 20 years. But I ain't gonna say 20, I'd say 10, 15 years, right? It's already been out here. It's just the fact that it's been applied now because you have the computing power, you have the nanotechnology level chips to do that. The new AI that's gonna be like considered AI 2.0, you'll probably start hearing that word later on, probably within the next 3 or 4 months. But they're going to be calling it 2.0 because it's going to take a certain type of computer chip to run that type of AI, which is going to revolutionize everything. So that means if you've been waiting on autonomous vehicles to hit the road on a major scale, you're going to start seeing them once they start putting that into the system. If you've been waiting to see um, robots come at a major scale, start being implemented in businesses like major manufacturing companies, so you don't have to use so much capital, where you can bring all the industry back here, or you know whatever it takes. Is going to be investment into that AI, and that type of AI on that level is what's around the corner. So because of that, the pitfalls of trying to get ahead of the curve and make sure you're involved in that as an investor, right? Remember, people who invested in Bitcoin a long time ago, they're millionaires. They made thousands of millionaires overnight. People who invested in a initial public offering, like when Google first went public, when Facebook or whoever finally went public, people who bought in those shares and bought a certain amount of shares at a certain time, bam, they became rich as soon as the company started really operating, becoming profitable and expanding. Here's the last. It's gonna be one of the last opportunities um, for us to become millionaires and even billionaires. And in some cases, if you got real investment money, you can become a trillionaire with some major money. But we're not the Buffetts and things like that. But we can become millionaires, right? So with the advent, all this emerging technology, they know which companies out here are producing the type of chips that will need to be used for this type of AI to take place. So you best believe you're going to have all kind of venture capitalists, family offices, hedge funds. You can best believe they're going to be trying to put money into these type of businesses first, because they know that that opens the door for this, and then this opens the door for that, and that opens the door for that. And they know that these people are already out here developing it, and they know they're right around the corner with it. Why? Because they have AI operate now, which is helping them do things twice, 10 times, 20 times as fast. So what it would normally take back in the day, like to develop a drug, because all the different things that's involved in creating a drug to go to the market, they can do that in a fraction of the time now, because AI is going through all the possible scenarios so fast, or whatever the case may be, and is using all the information for when something interacts with this or in certain conditions. They can do all that now. It don't take forever in a day now. So things are moving very fast now. So I'm telling you this because if you understand that next level, you can operate. And what I mean that is, I've told my listeners many times before, 2025 is when the Internet of Things technology should be finished by the Cisco company out of the Silicon Valley. Once that takes place, that means everything out here just through the 5G network. Before we start talking about higher networks, just through the 5G network alone, everything can communicate, identify with each other and everything. So you can pretty much see that you're gonna have drones in the sky and planes in the sky and everything, but everything can recognize everything and not, and not, interact the wrong way, crash, whatever. Everything will have that kind of technology through the Internet of Things. And because of that, this whole world gonna be like really like the Matrix. So I just want to bring that to my listeners tonight, and I appreciate everybody for coming tonight because you're here, so you heard it first. So you can make sure you go start looking into um, different types of doing some searches and trying to find out about what is considered AI 2.0 and what the applications or the implications it doesn't mean for that next level AI to all the industries, because these things are what create the $1 trillion industries, right? So let's say if you invested $100 in something, and I said, and I'm not saying go invest in anything, but I'm saying if you were to invest, you must identify the companies that are most um, um, they're going to be most dependent on for this technology to hit the market and take place, for all those other things to happen. Those are the ones you want to look into. And if you can get like maybe 10, 20 shares, get it and hold on to it. Don't sell it, because 15 years from now, you're going to see what's going on with Bitcoin just now too. Because as soon as these companies come out with the chips that are needed, come out with a technology that's needed to forward the movement of everything else, you're gonna see you're gonna see so many investors putting billions of dollars in it, because y'all saw that when we were seeing the Bitcoin, when the cryptocurrency was coming up and they was doing all these ICOs. You were seeing that these people were raising like 60 million, $100 million, in hours. You know what I'm saying? They was doing all this crowdfunding, raising money type stuff, and so they could raise the funds and and get to the security and exchange. So I just wanted to share that with you guys tonight. I didn't want to take up too much time. I try to keep it short as possible, but I'd like to thank you guys for coming out. So don't forget to go online and check out our other segments. We got very good content. You can find us on Creators1News.com online.